Hi everybody, I am a subscriber to Simon Goldberg's channel on Telegram called the Shill Hunter, where he publishes malicious content on a regular basis. You can see some of the content that he puts up here about various people. The majority of the content is about me, Iain Clifford. He generally is, this is what he says about me here. So many posts that he's put here about me. Many posts here. Mostly the number of readers is quite low. Here's another one about me. So, you know, Simon Goldberg appears to be obsessed with what I do for our members, etc. And I don't have a problem. Another one of me here. You know, there's so many of them that there's another one of me here. You can see his style. You know, he likes to portray me as some sort of, I don't know, religious guru or something like that, or some idiot, some nutter. Book of Mormon, here you go, look. So his theme, and here's where I'm talking about the protections that the religious ministries have. Another one of me here. You know, he has got some other people on here, but there's another one of me here. This is Laura Nina, blah blah blah. You get the theme, right? So what he's done is he has published a whole range of malicious videos, memes, content, etc. And he's been doing it for, I think he's been doing it since around about 2022 when it first started. So it's been going on now nearly 4 years. And he's got his Matrix Freedom Review website, which is packed full of malicious content. And for many people who don't know this, I'm going to explain. In 2024, I filed a libel lawsuit against Simon Goldberg in the High Courts, and the case was railroaded out of the High Courts. Now, could that be because the UK hierarchy, the elites, the Illuminati in the UK don't like me very much? That may well be the case, and there were 2 other cases that were rejected in that same year at the High Court. One was in relation to a challenge that I mounted against capital home loans on the basis of the registration gap. It was all about securitisation. Very strong technical argument, which was not pseudo-law in any way whatsoever, as claimed by Dan Needle. And the other was to do with a libel lawsuit against Open Democracy, who had published a story which you can still find on the internet now, where allegedly somebody called Angela Musso had allegedly paid me money for services that she never got. It's total bullshit. I have never provided any services outside of the information that I provide, outside of the webinars I deliver, outside of the strategic direction that I provide the membership, and now Republic of Old Souls. I have never provided any paid services for anybody. I've never received any funds from any members. I simply don't do that and never would do that. Never have, and never would do that, because my leadership of the organisation is strategic. I do not provide individual paid services for anybody. Anybody in the membership, no matter what they might want. If somebody came to me and said, Iain, I want you to work on my problem, and I'm prepared to pay you to help, solve my problem, I would reject it, because I just do not do that. So the story of Angela Musso and Open Democracy was complete bullshit. I actually got a summary judgment. If if you don't know what that means, so that there is a procedure, and I served in the correct way against open democracy, and their lawyers got involved and basically missed the deadline, which created a summary judgment, meaning that if open democracy didn't reply within a certain time, then they admit liability. Well, they didn't reply within a certain time. I then went straight to summary judgment, and then the open democracy lawyers then started arguing with the King's Bench, High Court, on the grounds that my paperwork was deficient and it wasn't compliant with the court procedures. It was 100% compliant, and it basically went to a review with a judge, and the judge reversed it and then sent out a cost order to me because of the cases that I put into the High Court. One was against capital home loans, perfectly legitimate case about mortgage securitisation, which I happen to be an expert in that subject. That there are deficiencies in the way that banks securitise mortgages. That was a legitimate claim I had made. I got a summary judgment on that case because capital home loans again didn't respond within the timeline. I got a summary judgment in relation to the open democracy case, and both cases were reversed. The High Court issued what's called a civil constraint order against Iain Clifford Stamp, meaning that Iain Clifford Stamp could no longer submit any cases in any court in the UK because of a civil constraint order, and the case that I put in against Simon Goldberg was rejected by the High Court. Now, is that because of the political nature of me being a whistleblower, and it's very, very difficult for the establishment to admit to the fact that they have railroaded me and undermined my organisations and me and destroyed my reputation and all the things that I talk about in my documentary, The Disruptor? Is it because of that? Is it because their entrapment by design, that's FCA, the invention of Alistair Mackenzie as a fake character as the prosecutor? This guy doesn't exist. Is it because they already knew that the FCA were trying to convict me for a breach of a court order, of a civil constraint order, Order 34/2023? Is it because the High Courts knew that and they were part of it? I don't know. I don't have any evidence one way or the other. All I know is that Simon Goldberg, the case against him for libel, which is malicious, falsehood and libel, which is absolutely nailed on in all of these posts, in the website Matrix Freedom Review, packed solid in emails that he sent to huge numbers of people, in his X account, in his other social media accounts, his Meta account, what was Facebook, all of these social media posts that he pumps out regularly are all malicious falsehood, it's libel, but the case against Simon Goldberg was struck out by the High Court. Now, does that mean that Simon Goldberg is protected by the High Court? Is he is he an agent for the Cabal? I don't know. Or is it just because they don't like me? I'll let you decide that for yourself. But turning to this post here, a historic moment. He spells my... He always does that so that I can't remove things on the basis of the name copyright that I've got. So he spells Iain, I-A-N, as opposed to I-A-I-N. My name is not Stamps. My name is Iain Clifford. The birth certificate, it was Iain Clifford Stamp. That was by DPOL, was amended in 2024, which Goldberg knows about. So does Dan Needle, so does everybody else. But people still keep on referring to me as Iain Stamp or Iain Stamps or whatever derivative of the name. I think they do that because they know that I have a copyright over the name Iain Clifford. So, this little video that Simon Goldberg has clipped from our ROS media platform is me saying that many people believe that I'm a fraudster, and I go through a sort of 30-second description of that, and I'm playing out a part of what other people believe about me. And of course Simon Goldberg has clipped that as if I am admitting to being a fraudster, which of course I'm not at all, and there's no evidence to support it. So I wanted to record this short video, to put it out there, to address another malicious falsehood by Simon Goldberg, and this morning at 10 a.m. I am doing a deeply technical and very interesting webinar for those that want to come in relation to signature credit recoupment, the lawful way of doing it, and then the unlawful way of doing it, which of course is the way that Simon Goldberg does things. And he is now under federal investigation by the IRS and by the FCA. He's providing services that need a regulatory licence. He hasn't got one in the UK, and he has committed RICO fraud by filing tax returns to the United States Treasury for hundreds of the Empower the People members without a licence to do it, and doing it from the debtor. It's RICO fraud, as I've explained, as Dan Needle has explained. Interestingly, following my forensic whistleblowing report, Dan Needle then puts his website together that exposes Simon Goldberg, which is quite interesting because all of the information that Dan Needle is outlining on his website in relation to Simon Goldberg's RICO fraud all came from me.